What's going on, guys? Thought it was about time that we got back into the blog. So let's get started.
And yet I know you've never seen nothing like this before. Yeah, but this is
G'day guys, what's going on? It's Trent from Trent Bands PT. I'm currently at work at the moment, but they have a whiteboard video for you guys. It's gonna be sick. Yeah. How it starts is that we've got my current training program. I don't know why I said how it starts. This is how the video is going to start off. Me talking about my current training program. How I've come to the kind of conclusion about how my training is going to work is that I've set myself 3 separate goals here. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of cut there. So we've got 3 goals. First goal being that I want to reach 88.5 kilos by the 7th of September. Okay, so that kind of links into goal number 2 is where I want to kind of hover around 15% body fat. That may or may not happen. I'd like to get tests done randomly, but also they're not that fantastic, to be completely honest. So also sorry about the light changing. So hopefully we can stay around 15% body fat. Okay, that's going to be obviously to do with my food and the amount of work that I want to put in. But yeah, we want to try and reach 88.5. That'll be the heaviest I've ever been, but the leanest I've ever been at that higher weight if I stay around 15%. Okay. Number 3 ties into the actual program itself. So we want to set our goals and develop my upper chest, my rear delts, my abs, and a little bit of my legs, mainly my hamstrings. So I got feedback when I first competed with ICN, and they told me that I needed to develop my upper chest and my rear delts, and I need a little bit of leg growth as well, which is okay. That does not bother me at all. So gives me more of a chance to hit upper body days more often, which is good. So we've got upper chest, rear delts, abs, and legs, and I'm going to explain how all of that stuff fits into this portion of the programming. Okay, so how I've split it up, because of my work schedule, I usually work 3 days on, 4 days off. In those 4 days, I try to get as much work in as I possibly can, and then my 3 days are usually rest. Okay, so I start, just so you guys are aware, I leave my house about 5 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes I get home at around 8 o'clock. So there's not a lot of time for me to get a workout in there, eat, and then go straight to bed. So how we work out my weekly program is that we have 4 separate days. We've got a posterior, an anterior, a lower chest day, and an upper body day, which is mainly dominant around back, lats, shoulders, and arms. Okay, so with the workout structure, the posterior day is all of your backside. Okay, oh, go away. Hopefully you guys can't hear that, but that's my radio. Posterior day is going to be hammies, calves, back, lats, biceps, and rear delts. Okay, the anterior day is quads, which is anterior is all the front, which is quads, calves, chest, shoulders, triceps, and abs. Third day is lower chest, which is actually, the third day is usually at the 4th day. Sorry, they should be switched around because I don't want to hit chest straight after I've already hit chest. So it's quads, hammies, calves, chest, triceps, and abs. And then the 4th day is back, rear delts, lats, biceps, abs, front and side delts. Okay, and as you can see, I've written these ones in purple over here. I don't know if you can actually read them or not, but that says deadlift. So the posterior day is going to be my deadlift day. The anterior day is going to have my squat day. So that could be any sort of quad dominant movement that I like to overload on. So at the moment, I have been using the hack squat, but I've also been using the leg press as well, which has been really great. The third day, we're going to be benching. So going really heavy on these particular lifts. So we'll be going at like 4s, 6s, and 8s, right? 8s obviously aren't really that heavy, but the 4s and 6s are going to be quite heavy. And then on the 4th day, we're going to be doing a row variation and an overhead press. Okay, I've tried to work it around those 5 big movements so that we can actually, get some progressive growth, and I can see how my lifts are actually tracking. I like to overload with these deadlifts and squats and stuff to really see that my body is actually changing and adapting to what I've given it, because there's only so much like squeezing of the muscle and time under tension and all that sort of stuff that you can do using a deadlift, a squat, bench, overhead press, and overloading with the weight, and then you know, going really heavy and trying to push yourself to be better is a good way to track your progress. My workmate down there is laughing. Anyway, and then the last bit, the rep scheme, right? I haven't put the rep scheme up there for a particular reason, basically because it changes so much over the 12 weeks, okay? It would be a massive pain in the ass for me to fiddle around with it because I like to go via Mike Israel's progressive overload way that he kind of goes about everything. So he's got a good theory on all the different muscles have all sorts of different overload values, really. So my chest is such a big muscle, but my triceps aren't. So I'm not going to use the same amount of volume on my chest as I am on my triceps because I'll just burn my triceps out, give myself some injuries, and it's not a good way to go about it. So everything that I do is all completely different. But the rep scheme we've got is geared towards progressive overload. So I want to be getting better and better and better if not every session, right? And then in that 12th week, we want to do a deload. So to make sure that our body gets a fair amount of rest, and then on that rest, it can potentially be better the following when the new program starts up, okay? Sometimes you can be lifting heavier after that deload program, the deload week, which is good, okay? So hopefully guys, this gives you a rough idea on how I like to work out my programming. And this programming is basically geared towards building as much muscle as I possibly can between now and September the 7th, okay? My birthday's on the 3rd, so I thought, you know, give myself a little bit of a break there. So as of the 7th of September, we're getting serious because we're going to start cutting, and yeah, it should be pretty fun. We've got our first competition on March the 1st, so I've given myself a lot of time, but I know that my body needs a lot of time to be able to get all that fat off. So hopefully you guys got a bit of an idea on how to structure your own programs out of this. And if you have any questions, just message me at Trent Baines PT on Instagram and Trent Baines PT on Facebook. You just search them, you'll find them. It's easy stuff. Send us a message on there. Be glad to help us out. If there's anything else, I don't think there is. Okay, bye.